Alright, how's it going, everybody, ladies and gentlemen? Thought I'd record another one here while I'm driving. Got a new vehicle, so you can probably tell that the interior is a little bit different, so kind of got an upgrade. But my topic today, at least for this video, hopefully the audio is recording. Sometimes it get a little wanky in the car. Is trying to navigate being a single parent in the dating stream, or in the dating scene, excuse me. But also kind of going through your own personal, maybe it's health related issues. So with mine, thing is it's health related issues. That's not really induced by, I would say, lifestyle or choices, more of just luck of the draw, right? Just from a genetic standpoint or environmental related issue, and having a chronic illness associated with that likes to rear its head occasionally. Right now it's nothing I would say that's life-threatening, but of course I'm leaving the hospital, had to do an MRI. Of course there's consistent checkups you got to do, and sometimes, especially when you're dating, you got to explain that, and you get far enough in your relationship, it can be a real deal breaker. I've came to understand. And I don't blame them for maybe making it it is a big deal, but a bigger deal for them to end the relationship because they don't want to take on that burden, or there's things with the element that I cannot give them adequately. Reproductive standpoint, right? It's I'd probably have to do IVF if I want to have additional children. I'm sure people will go through that, and that's fine. And that's why when I have my dating criteria, kids are never off the table, but it's not a deal breaker if they don't want it, right? Same thing with marriage too. I'm kind of either or about that a little bit, but yeah, it could definitely make things tough. Makes things tough for you personally, with the burden and added stress that most people, I would say most normal people around my age, probably don't have to go through. People don't have to go through this probably until later in life, right? But it's something I got to manage and deal with, learn to cope with, and work through. And I think one of the avenues with that is I'm not really giving advice, but I am giving advice of like how I try to handle it. Is I don't worry about it. I can only control the controllables, right? I don't worry about the things I cannot control. All I can do is do what is best for my health and well-being and mental health, right? And that's, I'm trying to eat better. Everybody's trying to eat better, but cutting out alcohol, which for obvious reasons, not only getting older and it being can be a money waste and have further damaging effects to your lifestyle, but also for the health related issue, it's just best to cut it out, right? And then of course you reap the benefits of that, feeling better, more focused, sleep better, weight loss, you're not near as puffy, you know what I mean? So and then of course going to the gym, having an active lifestyle, and still doing the things that you like to do, right? So with some of my ailments is I can't do any contact sports anymore, which sucks. Not like I'm playing tackle football, but I was a big basketball guy, and even that could be questionable if I took a hit in the spleen area per se. It could be life-threatening, right? So car wrecks. I'm recording this video while I'm driving a car, but risk and reward. Taking a lot of risks, not sure how much reward you get out of doing this. Maybe it's my own personal reward, like I've mentioned before, but the biggest downside is just mentally preparing yourself for what could be. You try not to worry about what you can't control, but I want to be there for my daughter's life for long haul, longevity, right? And see her go through things, and I think I could have responded to this kind of ailment. Not that it's like stage 4 pancreatic cancer or something that extreme, but it's like people could get into depression and say, well, what's the point? And then they could just go downhill and make things worse. And it's like you can't really do that, right? It's about how you respond in anything in life. And I decided to respond as I'm gonna let it affect me, and it hasn't. To a degree, right? It's always going to affect you, I guess, at some point or another. Subconsciously, maybe you worry about things like I just said there about about my daughter, and I don't want to leave her early in life, right? But eventually, it's probably my life expectancy is probably going to be shorter than what most people are, and that perspective, I've kind of changed my outlook on life a little bit, of living today with a purpose, every day with a purpose, which you should, right? And then, with that, jeez, hang on a second. People can't drive around this town, so, oh man, I got some sun glare going on here. So let me get my head over here. There we go. Anyway, living with a purpose, right? So financially, I've invested, I've done a little bit more risky stuff financially, which, it's like, well, am I really gonna, why am I putting money here when I may not see it, when I can grow my money now and get it out and use it now when I can. So I've done that a little bit more. I've made some riskier purchases, right? Newer vehicles, a boat. Nothing that's really going to put me into outstanding debt or anything like that. Obviously, you got to live within your means still, but you got to enjoy life, and I want to enjoy it. It's kind of make my perception of that a little bit different, because you can't take it with you when you're dead, right? So, just definitely a benefit to that. Man, the sun is not doing me any favors this morning. So, with that being said, right, go back to not just my personal life. I'm gonna try to stay on target here, not deviate a whole lot, but dating relationship wise, has it affected it? Yeah, because you try to look. I'm trying to look for more long term. But eventually, if it's real long term, they're going to have to know what I'm going through and have to be supportive of that. And that's tough to do, right? Because a lot of girls, women at a certain age, it's like, well, I want the best that I can possibly get. If I think you're a bad bet for my future, then I'm not going to be with you. Which you can't really blame that. So. There's always a point in the relationship where you have to discuss these kind of things. It's definitely not early on. Maybe it's 3 months in, 6 months in. I don't know. It's kind of a feel thing, but it has weighed on me probably subconsciously on what type of relationships I've put out there. Whether it's maybe it's short term fun over the long term haul because of just the fear of not being accepted for a health element that if you would look at me, you wouldn't even know about it. Even if you would look at my blood work, you wouldn't even know, right? It's just a chronic issue, right, that some people may not be too keen on, I guess, if you want to say. So that is tough. So you got to be smart, and it's definitely been more difficult. It has been easy with that. My last relationship, she was a nurse or a physician assistant, so she understood and she accepted that, and she didn't mind taking me to some appointments and things like that. And I don't think that really hurt our relationship and why it decayed. I think it decayed for other reasons, which I kind of hopefully got into enough. And one of my earlier videos that you can go look at if you miss a breakup. But yeah, just trying to date with an element is harder. It's not playing on expert mode. I think we're all playing on expert mode these day and age a little bit, but it doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't make, especially if it's a long-term investment and you bring this up and you talk about it, right? How do you do it? I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way to do it. Obviously, you don't want to do it, just the first date kind of talks. Maybe when you're having an intimate moment and you guys are sharing a little bit, maybe you can bring it up. I've honestly thought about not bringing it up at all, and just dealing with my own and not even sharing. Right? I think I could get away with that. I don't know if that's the mature way to respond to it, but I've thought about it because am I going to get married again? I don't know. Maybe not. Is the girl that I'm seeing open to that kind of discussion, or is it going to be more long term? I think you got to be honest with yourself. Some of them have. Most of them that I've dated obviously haven't been, or they would still be around, right? So I guess my philosophy now is, I'll tell them if a good point gets to the point. I think it's just a feel thing personally. But until then, I'm not going to bring it up. I'm just going to have fun, hang out, see where it goes. And that's what I would suggest with anybody that's going through this, maybe, and if anybody else has a different story they want to share with their own personal issue with maybe it's health or whatever, making them struggle with dating, then you can definitely comment. Yeah, I'll leave it there. I don't want to ramble on any longer, right? I thought I would record a video after that because it was kind of one of the topics I wanted to talk about. Plus, I'm having a good hair day, so that's great. The sun's not doing us much favors, but yeah, I mean, battling and being a single parent with his health issues isn't easy either, but the worst thing you can do is get all depressed about it. The best thing you can do is just keep trying to improve yourself, do what you can and what you can control, and hopefully if you do have kids with this, you leave a lasting impression on them. That's kind of what I want. Is, when I look back at my childhood, I don't think about I think about the memories that I made with people and the experiences, so that's one of the reasons why maybe I do a little bit more, spend a little bit more. I go on that trip more. I'll buy that boat. We'll do more things, is because I want her to remember that and have those experiences, right? And I want to enjoy that as well, right? And from a dating perspective, if somebody fits your lifestyle and meshes with you well, right, there's a lot of vetting you should do uphand before you even open up to them meeting your kid, and plus letting them know about some of your struggles, right? I think it's healthy to explain that to your significant other, but don't use it as a crutch and constantly complain and tell them your worries about it, right? That's stuff that you keep, not necessarily to yourself, but you discuss that with family and close friends, right? But your romantic relationships, you need to definitely be the rock, so don't let it affect you in that aspect is what I try to do. But just getting to that point again of finding somebody that is worthy of that is definitely the difficult part here in 2025 for sure. And obviously being a mid-30-year-old man, because another topic is dating on both sides of the spectrum. You can date older, you can date younger, and those different demographics can have different outlooks on it as well. So again, I don't want to ramble on any longer. Try to get back to work here. But if you want, you can like the video, subscribe, and then let me know your comments in the post. So thanks. Have a good day.